Here we are starting with the practical effect of enzyme concentration on amylase activity. With the help of iodine solution, we are going to find out the time for dextrinization reaction. So first of all, we are having 1% starch solution. We have salivary amylase with us, which is already diluted as 1:20. Then we have 3 set of reaction mixture which we are going to prepare now. So for the very first time we are going to work with 0.2 ml enzyme and 10 ml of starch solution. So first of all we are going to take 10 ml 1% starch solution. With the help of pipette, I will add exactly 10 ml in the set number 3, that is 0.2 ml enzyme. So I am adding the starch solution first, that is our substrate. Now I am going to add enzyme, and with the same time, before I add the enzyme solution and starting my reaction, I will take out my wristwatch and I will try to see the time. After every minute I have to take the reading. Okay, so now my enzyme is ready and I am going to use only 0.2 ml. With the help of 1 ml pipette, I am withdrawing exactly 0.2 ml. I am adding it in the 10% 10 ml starch. Now I am shaking it properly and immediately I am withdrawing 1 ml of the aliquot and adding it in the first iodine tube. And I am going to check whether dextrinization has taken place or not. So dextrinization has not taken place because I can see that the color is slightly darker. Okay, you can compare your color of iodine tube with the blank. This is the blank which is made from the starch and it tells you that color is similar and color is purple only, color is blue only. Okay, so you can see the color, so there is similarity in the colors. So dextrinization has not started. So now with the help of blank I am going to go for another second minute. So after every minute we are going to take the readings. So this is my reaction mixture, that is 0.2 ml enzyme, and now I am withdrawing again for second minute and I am adding it in the iodine tube for checking of dextrinization. So now I can see that dextrinization has taken place. I'll just show you that how dextrinization has taken place. We can see that color has become purple. Color has become purple. It is not having blue tinge. Okay, it has become purple. So here also you can see dextrinization has started. Okay. So now we are going to go for another minute. Third minute, and we will try to see that what is the color change. So here you can see that the enzyme molecules are becoming saturated very easily, very immediately, because we have added more amount of enzyme, that is more concentration of enzyme we have added. Okay, here also you can see that the tinge is purple. Still we will wait and we are going to see the exactly faint purple color. Okay, so at that time we will stop. So here also you can see the purple color. Okay. So now again for the next minute, that is fourth minute. After fourth minute, we will take the same aliquot and we are going to add in the iodine tube after exactly 4 minutes. This you can see that dextrinization has already taken place. As you can see that tinge is already purple now. Very purple tinge is found. Okay, they are comparatively very different. Okay, this blank is blue color and our fourth minute reading is very purple in color. Okay, this is blue and this is purple. So if you put it under sunlight, you can see very nicely. Okay, here also you can see the same thing. Okay, I will show you. So you can see that the left hand side tube is very purple color and right hand side tube is very blue color. It indicates that dextrinization is there. Okay, so very perfect way to find out the dextrinization. Now we will stop because we have already found out the dextrinization taking place. Okay, so is it clear? Now we will go for another reaction mixture. Okay, so that will be having, so this work we have already done. Now we will take another pipette and another reaction mixture, that will be 0.1 ml. Okay, that is little less amount of enzyme. So I will now go for another rack. I will take 1% starch solution, that is 10 ml. With the help of 10 ml pipette, I am withdrawing 10 ml starch, adding it in the second set flask of 0.1 ml enzyme. Now I will take the enzyme exactly 0.1 ml. Exactly 0.1 ml. And now with the help of wristwatch, I am going to check the time. So immediately I will take the first aliquot. Dextrinization has started. After exactly 1 more minute, I am going to take the another reading. Yes. So still it requires 1 more minute. Okay, so in this way we are going to find out that where our final endpoint comes. Okay, exactly where the dextrinization is visible. So at that point we will end up our practical. Okay, so just I will show you the result of first set of practical. You can see very nicely. You can see very nicely that how dextrinization will take place. Okay, you can see the first tube, second tube, third tube and fourth tube. So these are 4 tubes, and here very visibly you can see that in the last tube dextrinization has taken place. Here you can see dextrinization. This is the tube in which dextrinization has already visible. Okay, and in this tube's dextrinization is not clearly visible. I will show you by other way, putting it under the sunlight. Can you see it properly? The 4 minutes are there, and in the 4th minute you can see the purple color very nicely developed. Okay, that is faint purple color. So that is your dextrinization time. Just note down the dextrinization time and then proceed for the conclusion. So in all the 3 sets we are going to do the same procedure. With the help of this 0.1 ml enzyme, that is set 2, I have started my work, and I will continue till I will have the dextrinization time and faint purple color I will find. And also in the set number 3, that will be 0.01 ml enzyme. So in that also I am going to do the same thing. Okay, so now what actually we are doing here, we are finding the time exactly for dextrinization when we have taken different amount of enzyme but the same amount of substrate starch. So here we want to conclude, or here we want to find out that in which particular enzyme concentration the time for dextrinization is less and time for dextrinization is more. So on the basis of that we are going to conclude about our experiment that in case of increase in the enzyme concentration there will be increase in the rate of reaction, and as a result there will be less amount of time required by the reaction to happen. Okay, thank you very much.